Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Victor. He's Jack. What are you thinking about today?
Okay, today I got a good one.
Okay.
One I hesitate to do. Okay, so a lot of these videos we're appealing to your virtue. We're appealing to your higher value. Stick with us values. Use your reason and logic. And this one, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
We're going to do something else. I'm going to appeal to your baser nature, right? I'm going to appeal to your resentment, okay?
Okay.
So Nietzsche said, distrust all those in whom the resentment is high, right?
The what is high?
Resentment. Sorry,
okay.
I'm half French doing it because he always does it in the French. Sorry.
Okay.
Ressentiment.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, so here's what we want to talk about. When the system collapses, who's going to flee? So right now we're shutting down all the airports. We're shutting down the private fields. The National Guard's being deployed to get people who need to hang.
Oh, okay.
For decades and decades of treason and treason. The system has collapsed. Who's going to that airport? Who's fleeing? Not even grabbing their bags. Go.
Well, I mean, everyone involved in the system. So I would say three-letter agencies. Man, I can make a good case for high-level people involved at all the like news stations and all that. I would say
Everybody in Mockingbird, Operation Mockingbird.
right. But yeah, it's on that end of it, like on the CNN side, that type of thing. I would definitely say maybe every politician at the federal level.
I think a few would stay. Like a Thomas Massey would stay and say, hey, go ahead and arrest me if you want. I'll fight every vote, every action in court, and that dude wouldn't be arrested.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, there probably are a few, but everyone who's been pillaging the system and using it as their personal coin purse and that type of thing.
Defense contractors, CDC, FDA,
right.
Pharmaceutical people.
Right. Yeah, especially if they understand why it's collapsed and what the people are angry about. It's everyone that the people who are angry at are gone. They're going to do everything they can to take everything that they've earned and
everybody involved with the Federal Reserve at any point in its history who's still alive will flee the country.
That's true.
All the people in charge of, not the bank managers, all the people in charge of the banks.
The presidents. And
most of Wall Street will flee because they know they're thieves.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, I mean, it's just, I'm trying to get you to think about how great it would be that the system collapses by appealing to your resentment for all these people abusing you.
Right.
Because you have been abused by all of these people for so long, your whole lifetime probably.
And your parents and your grand.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, you have to be really old. No, you couldn't be. You couldn't be.
You are not alive.
Everybody listening to this video who's alive. Right. Yeah, well, this is everybody, I guess. Yeah. But I'm saying, channel your anger. You know, because I'm appealing to I already said I'm appealing to your base motivations here. Channel your anger and join a movement. Let's crush this system and let's watch the cockroaches scatter.
Interesting.
It would be so beautiful. And imagine this. So they scatter and the airports are shut down. They're arrested, you know, all of their ill-gotten gains are liquidated, we'll say, you know, and there might be like children that assets could go to who are, you know, completely legitimate. Like your 8-year-old shouldn't be punished, you know, should have some set aside or whatever, because we're really nice people. We just don't like people doing terrible, terrible, terrible things to us our entire lives. But just imagine we're going to go make the new system now, and all of those people are eliminated from the system. They're either fled, they've been arrested, they've been executed for treason, like whatever the thing is. They're no longer involved in the future system. Imagine how great that system is going to be without all that trash.
Even just a starting point, forget specific policies. You've just gotten rid of all the leeches and all that.
Right. It would just be amazing. Because there would only be, it would get rid of all the, I mean, we're talking about people in universities and terrible things they've done. And it's like, oh, everybody that is left is the good people? I mean, I don't know if the moms who took their kids to drag show would flee. I don't know, because maybe.
Oh, interesting.
Like, I mean, if you just think about the levels of like people who have stripped in front of kids are all going to leave the country. Sounds terrible. We don't have to follow them. Just let them go. That's our bonus prize, you know?
But at some point you get down to a level of people that may not have the means to pack up and try to get out. You know what I mean? That they're living more paycheck to paychecky type of thing, and they're going to.
And who are those people? Like, what threat are they to us?
No, I'm just saying, like the moms who are taking their kids to drag shows, they may want to leave because now they know that they're viewed as the bad guy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they could. And I don't want to really get into specific issues.
Yeah.
I just want to talk in general. Like, just when you're driving, just turn off the radio and just fantasize with me, you know? And then channel that anger and that fantasy about getting to a good future into joining a movement and participating.
Let it motivate you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a recent, I read the comments and I respond sometimes. I mean, if you're on topic. And I was on with this guy, and I'll show you later the entire thing. But we started going back and forth, you know, and he was calling me names. But I was answering respectfully, you know. And I don't know this guy, you know. I'm assuming he's a guy. But in the end, I said, hey, he's like, you only offer problems, never solutions, you know, and then some words, you know. And it's on our second blue video, if you want to go look at that. And I'm trying to tell him that the end goal can be achieved through joining a movement. And I'm kind of thinking, like, how many people listening have ever joined a movement? How many people listening have ever taken a risk? And there are some of you, you know, there's somebody who went to a election protest at their state capital. There might be somebody listening who went to January 6th, you know, a good-natured person, we'll say. But very few, you know? And so what I'm trying to do is create a fantasy in your head that would make you maybe participate a little bit. Click the subscribe button. Put on a comment on a video that could be constructive for us. We'll make a video out of it if we get something good. But for somebody else who's reading that comment, like just the most minor participation.
Yeah.
Because
just take one step.
Take one step. Because I got kids and I'm doing this entire channel for my kids. And I'm doing it for your kids because I don't want, we talked about it in a video before, I don't want my kid to be angry at me for not doing anything when he realizes how messed up the system is and that I didn't have the balls to stand up and just do one thing. And that's why we do the channel.
Right. And we had the conversation beforehand of what is the risk of saying all these things out loud?
Right.
What could we lose up to everything is what we came to the conclusion.
Right.
And is it worth it? And the conclusion is yes.
Yeah, because you have to do something and fight. I'm encouraging you to do that. And then let's get to that little fantasy.
Right.
And just imagine how great it would be.
Definitely.
I mean, even just to give courage in the hearts of the people of Europe to see it happening and be like, we could get out under the yoke of the European Union, you know?
Right.
Like,
we could go back to our greatness or whatever.
What is the statue in front of the European Union?
I have no idea.
I don't remember. It's a myth. And it's the bull who carried away Europa to go rape her. Oh. So, I mean, they're under this system. It's so oppressive that they put a statue out in front signifying the bull raping Europa.
Wow.
And that's where they live. Let's give them some courage by finding some courage in ourselves to do what we should have done decades ago, depending on how old you are. It might have been like 4 decades ago for you if you're older and listening. It might be 2 years ago if you're 25, you know, like whatever. You know, that's what I got.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's quite the challenge. Again, just take one step. And, you know, it was tough for us getting this going and, you know, money-wise and everything. I think last May was when we started talking about this. But man, once you start doing it feels like you're doing something, and it's a good feeling. And again, just think about the end results, and it can really motivate you. Hopefully, you got something out of this. We'll see you next time.